the hell?
Welcome to As the Crow Flies podcast. Welcome to As the Crow Flies podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the most incredible podcaster of them all, Mr. T. Crow. Oh yeah, I forgot to. He's very, very handsome.
Oh yeah, you didn't know? Now you know. Welcome to another exciting episode of As the Crow Flies podcast. I don't have my co-host with me, but I had to do this. Every now and again I do an impromptu show. What's up, Shanika? How you doing? We're doing an impromptu show just because we got things we got to say, things that got to be said, and that need to be heard, right? And first and foremost, I want to give a happy birthday shout out to Muhammad Ali. I know he's passed, and you can't say happy birthday to someone who's passed away, but Muhammad Ali, he's the greatest. No matter what anybody wants to say, no matter what anybody wants to do, Muhammad Ali is the greatest. I don't care. He got beat. He got old. He got Parkinson's. What that man did and what he went through, he's the greatest of all time. And so I'm gonna say happy birthday to Muhammad Ali. Salute. Oh man, I just want to say I don't know where these youngsters. We live in a different climate, in a different area that we grew up in. You know what I mean? We grew up the way we grew up. We didn't have all this social media. We didn't have all this platforms that we could do things. So we watched a lot of stuff on TV, got a lot of stuff on VCR. Then after that came we could tape some shit. I can't remember what it was called. But we didn't grow up with all this. And we didn't get to put out false narratives, right? And some of these false narratives, they're coming from a lot of guys, I saw guys, some are women, from groups. Everyone has a voice now. I have my own show. A lot of you guys have your own shows, and I listen, I support, and hopefully we can collab sometime. Shout out to Nikki Lawson, who went on Funny Bone, and she's going to be a guest on the show. I'm trying to support any and everybody, but need to be talked about. And one of those narratives is when I talk to the audience, hey, my dude Scott Messer, that's a great guy. Need water for your pools. He's a great guy. Anyway, how the hell you be done with the 90s? You understand me? Michael Jackson was at the top. He was in the 80s. Prince. You had rock and roll bands. You had R&B in the 90s. Untouchable. Jodeci. He's Want to Make You Sweat. R. Kelly. Silk. Maybe the list goes on. We could talk about the 90s and on and on and on. But all of a sudden, these youngsters, it's like we're done with the 90s. And it's a narrative put out. I'm not even going to get on that narrative. Who put that out, I think. But it comes to disparage sports. sports wasn't what it is today, and I beg to differ. You know, I'm a 90s kid. You know, I was, you know, born in the 70s, raised in the 80s, and I became an adult in the 90s. So you know, I'm sitting here and I beg to differ. I do not think the 90s was weak. I do not think the 90s, listen, for all you young whippersnappers out there, your hero, his hero played in the 90s. Your hero's hero played in the 90s, whether they want to admit it or not. But there's a false narrative going on about the 90s. One of them's Jordan had no left hand. You kidding me? You go back and you watch films of Mike Jordan. He went left the whole damn game. In the 90s, you know, football, the quarterbacks, Joe Montana and those guys. You couldn't play two-hand touch back then, but you're done with the 90s. Without the 90s, it's like without the 60s, there would be no 90s. Without the 90s, there'd be none of this. But there's always a peak that you hit, right? And I'm going to sound old, like my grandfather and all them. Oh, it was better then. No, it wasn't. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm an advocate believer. I watch the shit daily. I watch my team. You just see I'm a sports guy. The 90s probably was the best in all sports. All you Cowboy fans out there, that's the last time you guys won was in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. Everyone says. And I'm not saying it's the 90s fault. It's just the fact that y'all won in the 90s. But what I want to say is this. Quit saying you're done with it because you're gonna go back to that. This new age basketball, everybody shooting the three, it's losing revenue. Well, I can't say revenue because people are signed up to it and they're streaming it, but they're getting worried. You know, but the 90s, man, they brought you everything that you wanted. Listen, there was no online dating. You had to go out and meet someone. How many people do online dating and does the shit really work? It might work for 2 to 3%. I've never tried it. Don't want to. I need to see you and I need to look in your eyes so I can see your soul, so I can see what you're about. And when you watch these crime shows, how many of these motherfuckers they met online? Because you're thirsty. If you're that thirsty, you meet online, what do you expect to meet? But I digress. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. They're trying to compare eras. Like this era is better than the era we grew up in and whatnot. I disagree. I'm not saying that because I'm an old man, get off my lawn. I'm going to say that because the 90s, what could compare is the 2000 and the 2000s could compare to the 2010s. That was rough. And then football was rough. They used to beat Big Ben's ass. You know I'm a Steelers fan. He never got the calls. Never got them. Mike Vick never got him. And Mike Vick wasn't a big man. But I digress, and let's talk about, there's one serious thing I want to talk about. And there's all this 90 bullshit and everything that's going on. They want to say Tupac was gay. Mr. I Get Around. Mr. How Do You Want It? One of my favorite rappers of all time, M. Biggie and Rakim and Chuck D. Listen, they trying to say Tupac was gay now. Where's this shit coming from? What I want to know is, why is everyone now in this generation attacking the 90s? When y'all got these fucking bullshit rappers, let's talk about one of them. Your boy Drake. He wouldn't have made it in the 90s. Why? Because check this out, people. He got, he went at Kendrick Lamar. They was going back and forth. Kendrick Lamar made that song, He's Not Like Us. He's not like us. He's not like us, whatever. Not like us. Well, guess what? We're going to segue into another topic with LeBron James on that because this is what your boy Drake's doing. He tried to sue the record company. They're under the same record company. I did a podcast on this. the record companies are only so big. There's only so many. They own it all. So Drake says that this Kendrick Lamar thing, beef, and that song, Not Like Us, hurt his sales. What, damn it? Whoa. Did Prince ever get mad at Mike Jackson by saying Thriller hurt his sales? No. Prince comes out with Doves Cry. And what's the name of that album? Prince and the Revolution. That's whatever that album was. Purple Rain, that's it. He came out with Purple Rain. And did Mike Jackson get mad at Purple Rain? He came out with Bad and all this other shit. They kept going. Did Marvin Gaye get mad? No. Did Supremes get mad? No. They come out. Drake, you know what? This is that new generation bullshit. But these are the same people who are saying we're done with the 90s. You know why you're done with the 90s? Because you're afraid of competition. You don't want to compete. There's no competition. You want to say you're on top and stay on top. Yeah, Dorsey, you're right. This that bullshit, man. Listen. And then, you know, it's a deeper story about Drake. You know, his mom's white, practicing Jew. His dad's a black American singer. It is what it is. But Drake's out here now. He's so mad. He got mad at LeBron. Listen, I get on LeBron's case. Everybody out there knows that. Because he's not the GOAT. But he's top 10. So I just don't feel he's the GOAT. I watch shit. And listen, I just don't feel he's the GOAT. So don't shoot me, LeBron fans out there. Please don't kill me. It's just a personal opinion. I don't think he's the GOAT. But he's a great. And I kept telling you about that goddamn Drake. And now Drake's out here. Now, this is what I don't understand about Drake. Why in the hell are you going to go out there and kick it with LeBron, do all this, that, and the third, and now all of a sudden you want to tell on him? Really? Is that what we do? I had some friends like that once before too. And let me tell you something. That shit ain't cool. Because I know how LeBron was, and I know how I was, and I'm out kicking it, and I'm out having a good time, and you want to go back and tell? One of them I still ain't caught up with yet, and I thought I saw him at Lowe's. Gonna bust that motherfucker in the head with a hammer. I swear to God I was. Listen, because some shit cannot go unchecked. I'm not advocating people. I'm not saying go out and bust somebody in the head with a hammer. I'm telling you what I felt like doing. Whether I was going to do it or not, we don't know. So the two people as witnesses that they can tell you otherwise. I don't know what I was going to do, but I thought it was him. I was like, I ain't seen that motherfucker in 20 years. And I was mad. Mad as a motherfucker. Do not pretend to be my dude, or I pretend to be your dude, and I'm going to tell on you. Ain't how I go. Regardless of popular belief out there, never told. And no one else out there, I've been around a million people, they never told. But there's a handful that did. But Drake went out with LeBron up in Canada and wanted to come back and talk this, that, and the third about the escapades they had, the sex they had, the chicks they did, all this and the third. And now other people are picking up on it, and now people are running with it. Is that cool? Hell no. Now, is it cool for these narratives? I don't know where it's coming from. To say Tupac was gay? Really? Listen, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I tell people that all the time. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Do I approve of it? No. I'm heterosexual. Along with most people I know, but do I know some gay people? Oh, yeah, I know some gay people. No, a lot of them have no problem. We kick it. They ain't coming at me. They don't want nothing to do with me. But just in case people saw us out together, you know what people say? T. Crow ain't gay. Johnny ain't gay. No, you know that. So why the fuck? This man's been dead since 95. Was it 90? Yeah, 95. I just turned 25, I think. Being 25. Was it 95, 97? What year? Hell, I can't even remember. Tupac was 20. I can't remember. Shit. He died 95, 96. 96, I think it was. So I was 25. He was 25. Whatever. He died in 96. And it's 2025. That's roughly 29 years. Let's round up. Why in the hell you wait 30 years to bring up some dirt on this man to say he's gay? This is the shit that kills me. Some of you people need your heads bashed in with a brick. Why would you do this? And then where do you get the information? I don't recall a man coming out saying he's been with Pop. And this man's put out hundreds of millions of records. He's made great movies. Idolized by millions. Adored by millions. Loved by a lot of women. He's got a lot of people wanted to be and a lot of women wanted to be with. But now all of a sudden he's gay. Come on, man. Make it make sense to me. We don't, listen, when the guys that were gay back in the day, and you know we did what we call protection. There was things that people did back then that would protect those gay people. They knew they were gay, like Hollywood actors. They knew they were gay. They put them with a woman and they would protect them. Now it's like, hell with protection. Let's bring them out. But here's the thing. Here's where we get lost, people. It's only the black ones that are getting called out. And it's not done by the white people. It's done by the black people. Like I said in my last podcast, why in the hell is there so much black on black hate on social media? Is that going to get you clicks? Okay, now let me explain. If you don't like Jordan or you don't like LeBron and you critique their game, that's not hating. That's critiquing. But this shit about Pop and what Drake's doing, that's called hating. Drake's sitting out there telling LeBron's info and all his intel, that's hating. All this narrative out here about LeBron, about Tupac being gay, that's hating. Because we all know that to be a lie. As far as we can see. Now, if what the man did in his private life, and we don't know, it should have went with him to his grave. Nobody. And if you did want to say something, number one, you should say something when he's alive. And number two, why in the hell you wait 30 years after his death? So he didn't have any kids as far as I knew, but man, he's got family, got a sister, she got kids. I hear that shit. His mom, nobody want to hear that. I think his dad's still alive. Nobody want to hear that shit. Listen, Tupac was a man of many characters. He was a soft dude at first. He was a soft-spoken guy. And then the world brought it out of him. He was raised that way. Come on, people. Get over it. And all you youngsters out there, somebody please talk to these youngsters and tell them, stop this bullshit. Stop putting mud on great people's names because they don't like it because they're better than their idol. Listen, did we talk about Jimi Hendrix like that? Did we talk about Jim Morrison like that? No. Man, I still love Jimmy and Morrison. Man, those are my two favorite rock stars. I wanted to be a rock star. We talk about the great Geronimo right here over Barack Obama because he's a great leader. No. Come on, man. These youngsters got to get over themselves. And like I say, we got to do something about social media and the algorithms because it's programming our children. Like I say, I'm not on my phone that much. I'm on the computer to do research and my iPad that you're watching me on now to do research, but I'm not on my phone like that. There should be a time limit, man, where your phone is going to give you a couple hours a day to do this and it should shut off. I know we live in the land of the free, but the land of the free is being brainwashed. Have you ever talked to someone and disagreed with them Back in the 90s, you could disagree with someone and still be friends. Back in the 90s, you could disagree with someone, and guess what? We're cool still. We just have a disagreement. Disagree with somebody right now. Man, you're gaslighting them. You're a narcissist. You're just a bully. You're this or that because you don't agree with them. Make it make sense. So for everyone that says they're done with the 90s, we need to go back to the 90s. We need to go back to playing outside. We need to go back to watching our cars outdoors. We need to go back to hanging out in Snyder Park and fraternizing and meeting other people from other schools and other groups and other ethnicities. We need to keep doing that instead of doing what we're doing now. What we're doing now, we're meeting each other off the goddamn internet. Nah. Let's go back instead of hating on the 90s. Let's relive the 90s. Go back to circling Snyder Park, then go up on the strip, then maybe go to Columbus or Dayton and do what we do. But it's everything's outdoors and everything is interpersonal. I'm meeting you, you're meeting me, face to face. Hell with this computerized shit. You know how many motherfuckers lie on that shit? And they want to talk about gaslighting. Really? Oh, man, I tell you what. This is why I digress, man. I gotta let that shit go. Gotta let that shit go. And, okay. I don't even want to talk about this topic because I talk about Jordan, but they say he only won because of Pippen, really. No, he didn't only win because of Pippen. You look at Pippen's best years in the finals, and then put Kyrie's up there. But LeBron never had enough help. I'm done with that because listen, these bronzexuals, they will come at you. It's a cult, and they will get you. They will get you. I don't want them to come to get me. But one last topic I want to talk about before I get off here. Like I said, this is going to be quick. I got like a half hour in me, man. It's been 25 minutes, whatever. This is a little quick podcast. What I want to talk about is, should America allow God back into the lives, into the system? Remember, a certain group, I'll say the liberals, they took God out. They brought in all this alphabet shit. Okay, we're done with that. Like I say, even the liberals are tired of it. Strong Democrats are tired of that bullshit. Listen, you can't force this upon us. So what I'm saying to you is, now that that's over with and we can talk about it like adults, should God be allowed back? But here's the thing. We all pray to the same God, I do believe, right? Muslims call God Allah. Jehovah's Witnesses call him Jehovah. I think Christians, Catholics call him God. And Buddha, whatever you choose to pray, your God. Should we allow God back into American society, within schools, groups, prayers groups, all that shit that goes on in sporting events, schools, everything that we do in our life? Should we allow God in? And I would appreciate your comment on that. And if you have time, listen, I would love for you to come on the show and speak your piece. And let me tell you about something about that, people. I have a mobile podcast unit that I just got. If you can't make it to me, I can make it to you. And I have a mobile unit. All I need is some Wi-Fi. You understand me? Actually, excuse me, I might not even need Wi-Fi because the mobile unit runs on 5G. And I got that on my phone. So there's no excuses anymore, people. There's no excuses anymore. No more excuses. No more. So if you want to have an excuse why you don't want to get on the show, have it. Only thing I'm saying to you is, I got you covered. We can sit here, or we can sit there, or we can sit there, or we can sit there. if you're really trying to get on the show, and don't be shy. Say what you got to say. And I can't read your comments right now, but I will read them, and stay tuned because I will get back to them after the show. I will read them and comment. Listen, let me know when you want to do what you do. If you smoke cigars, I got one for you. Great time. But yes, should we allow God back in our schools? And hold on a second, Wayne. I think Wayne made a comment. A lot of people did. Let me get on the comment and see what the hell we got going on here. Let me see here. What's backwards, Robin? I don't know what's backwards. Hell. Oh, my the camera. Well, go to YouTube. Robin, go to YouTube. Go to as a Crow Fly podcast. Spell it with an E. Go to YouTube. I'm gonna send you the link. Oh yeah. Hey, Shanika, you and Ricardo, you guys are welcome anytime. I will bring you back whenever you're ready. And listen, we're gonna have a good time on here. And D Vic, that's my sister from another mister, man. Listen, we go way back to, she remembers when Johnny was a young guy, like early 20s. Ain't that a bitch, D Vic? We go back that damn far. But back to what I'm saying, people. Think about what I'm saying and answer the questions. And Robin, listen, I don't know why the hell the shit's backwards. It's the way the camera's looking at me. Go to YouTube. The shit's that's Crow Fly Pot right here. Oh yeah, it's backwards up there probably. But just spell it with the E. As a Crow Flies, put the E on there. You'll see a picture of me, and I'll be right there. I'll send you the link, so you can always watch it face up. Any more questions, comments that you need me to answer? I'm here. If not, we'll be out of here. How you doing, Don Amberby? We went to school together. But like I say, we got to bring God back. Because there's something else that someone said to me. Hang on, so let me get a drink of this coffee. Listen, someone said to me, you know, and I was talking to them about bringing God back into the fold, right? And they was like, you know, Hollywood's burning down. They said, you know, I remember as a little kid, everyone said Hollywood, people in Hollywood did deals with the devil and sold their souls to the devil. But I was always curious, like, how do you say you sold to the devil? A little kid, right? I didn't get it. But now I get it. Here's the thing. If the devil came to you as the devil, would you do a deal with him? No. No, you wouldn't. Like, I ain't fucking with him. I'm not messing with you. But if the devil comes disguised as something else, you would probably do that deal. But the devil's going to come as something that you love, that you prefer, that you covet. But if the devil came as the devil in person, the devil himself, you would never do the deal with the devil. Think about that. You wouldn't do the deal with the devil. You only do the deal with the devil when the devil's not the devil. But the devil can come in many forms, shapes, colors, sizes, whatever. The devil came to me in a form, and I made a deal with it. And I broke that deal once I realized who it was. We'll talk about that some more time. Came to me a couple times in life. One thing I'm saying is, people, be careful. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. And now everyone's done with the 90s. Really? 90s was the greatest of all times, man. people who are even from that generation that remember it, man, they talk about it. These are younger people that really would grow up in the 2000s, but they were little kids in the 90s. It's like, I remember that. I was like, yeah, I remember giving you $1. Hey, go ahead, there you go. The 90s was that shit. So for all you people playing that false narrative, giving out the bullshit, stop. Just stop. And you know who you are, and we know who you are. With that being said, man, we had a great show today, and I don't see any more comments coming my way. But listen, it was a great impromptu show. We will be live Sunday night, 9. Well, it's supposed to start at 9, but you know how my peoples are. It'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock. But listen, it's gonna be a full show. I have Tony Dover, Anthony Scott Dover, Tony Dover, and Nikki Reed, Nikki Jean. She's a new addition to the show. Excuse me, give us a female perspective, a female view. And she does a great job. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to sign off. Good night, and enjoy my Friday evening. And what time is it? That's 10 o'clock. Damn near my bedtime. But I'm enjoy the rest of my night, and I hope you do the same. It's Friday. Be safe, and God bless, and thank you for your support. And I'm out of here. Peace.
I've seen a couple pieces. I think, again, everyone is entitled to their opinion, and everyone can see things through their own lens. And it may not, some of it could be true, some of it may not be true. But that's
Very
the lens
profound.
that you see it through. So you just speak into your truth.
Very profound. Great show. Great show.